Here are the directions for the primary source search. So you want to open up this file and you see a screenshot of the site, and you're basically going to answer these questions as you go down. So I just want to say something about the document. So this is a reference to the One Inc. So all I did in this screencast is get some images of some of the items from One Inc. For example, I know there's one question that's going to ask you about which image do you find obscene. This is one of the images here that eventually the Mattachine Society's magazine One Inc. finds its trouble with regard to censorship. It was an underwear ad. The latter was a piece written by the Daughters of Bilitis, and I don't really have too many of these. They're very difficult to find. But what you want to do is look at the titles, maybe skim through some of this stuff. Here towards a Quaker view of sex. So we have talked about how societies define sex here, looking at fashion. So maybe look at the headlines, take a look at some of the information. It's not crucial that you read everything, but I do know that it's going to reference the items here, and I only have two of the latter, which was the Daughters of Bilitis. Keep in mind that the Daughters of Bilitis and the Mattachine Society's magazine One, they have the same goal, and their goal was to educate the heterosexual society as well as the struggling homosexual or variant. And they wanted to help somebody who was struggling with sexual identity and trying to figure out, where they stand within society. And they wanted to educate. And they say this at some point in their mission statement, that they want to educate the variant and educate the heterosexual society. There's going to be a file that's going to ask you about the FBI. So this is an FBI file that was used to go after the Mattachine Society. We see the subject, the Mattachine Society. So you really just want to skim through and get a sense of what the FBI, viewed as offensive. Why were they going after the Mattachine Society? So this is that file that eventually is released that they're referring to. So here we see an image of the magazine One, and they obviously were going through the magazine to try to figure out what was offensive, what was possibly a leftist conspiracy of overthrowing the government. Another file is going to ask you about the Crittenden Report. So the Crittenden Report is a military document. Again, these documents are very lengthy. It's not crucial that you read through everything, but this is the study that's looking at the question of whether or not homosexuals prevent a problem to serve in the military. So you want to just skim through what do you learn? This is a primary source search. I want you looking at the information that is important to you. I think this is the one that lists their mission statement. Maybe not. It's a summary of the Crittenden Report. So now I'm going to have to find that one. Anyway, one of the other ones, the last thing that you're going to have to do, I'm scrolling, looking for it, is to look at the magazine One, which was published by the Mattachine Society. Kind of proud of this. Wind up getting this, all of their PDFs that were saved. I forgot by what college. But you click this link, it's going to take you to my U.S. history site, and you see all of the Mattachine Society issues broken down by year, 1955, 56, 57. And all I really want you to do is just click one. Like, you're reading primary source documents from this particular time. So if you were a struggling, human being struggling with your sexual identity, you didn't know what you were, or you didn't know if you're gay, you know that it was viewed as a mental disorder. The hope here is that you read the magazine One, and it would help you understand who you were, because you weren't going to be able to tell your teacher. You're not going to be able to go to the library and check out a book on this. That's just not going to happen. So again, I want you browsing through this, looking at those headlines, and get a sense of what the Mattachine Society was writing about.